this is how we meet. Driver ed school, and I know McGrath's kind of crooked, the whole fucking thing. I quit high school. I'd see him at different football functions. I'd see him at different bars. He'd always give me a big hug. Then one morning he contacted me because a younger friend of mine cut his finger off, and we had to drive him to the hospital. And that's how I became tight with him. I went to the hospital that day, and we got talking, and he asked me about my mother, and if there's something he could do, his father, and this whole thing. And that was it. I knew he went out at night, and I knew he got drunk.
Yeah.
Fast forward to fucking the day after graduating from high school. I got a call from Camel Brad, and he goes, come on to my house. What really happened was we robbed this dude, and we had this tremendous coke. And my buddy was in summer school, but to let him get out for the day, I had to go bribe the teacher. I knew the teacher did blow. So I called the teacher, and I gave him a piece of coke, and he said to me, no, do me another piece. Make me a 40. Let me get you on Friday. So I broke the piece. I go, just give me a 50 on Friday. It's Monday morning. We pull my friend from class. I blackmail the teacher, plus I give him a rock. He's hanging out with the Camel, so I know they're both partners. So on Friday, I call fucking T, and he goes, no, you got to collect from McGrath. So now, I had never, ever dealt in cocaine or money with McGrath. But now I'm out of high school. It's the third day out of high school.
Yeah.
He calls me up, and he goes, come over, I'll give you the fucking money. When I walk in, he goes, you ever do something with somebody else and you end up paying for it? That's what's going on here. He gives me the $50.
Yeah.
And I'm against my best judgment. I go, you know what, man? Did you like the coke? Just to clear the air that he did coke.
Yeah.
And he goes, it wasn't bad coke, but follow me to my room. This guy's a high school teacher, plus a football coach.
And driver's ed instructor.
And driver ed instructor. They give him 3 checks. Good, great guy. We walk up into his bedroom. He goes, close the door behind you. He pulls out his fucking sleeper, you know, the thing next to where you sleep, whatever that's called. Where
Like the nightstand thing?
Nightstand. He pulls a mirror out of there. Then he opens up a fucking closet. He goes to the top of the closet. And he puts down a fucking bag of blow like this big. And he opens it up. He takes a spoon. He lays some on. He goes, do some of that. Let me know what your shit was compared to that. And I did 2 lines, and this shit was fucking off the chain. And he goes, I don't sell it. He goes, I deliver it for a guy. He goes, I know a Spanish friend, but he can't go to most white people's houses. So I go with a suit on, and I go as a real estate guy, and I deliver an ounce or 2 at a time.
Wow.
And right there, he cracked me into what he did, but I used to hit him up for blow all the time. But I was going crazy, but he was also going crazy.
Wow.
Like, he would call me up at that time and go, take my car, go down to Pathmark Liquors, and get me a case of Bud, 2 bottles of tequila, 3 bottles of whiskey. He was, you know, it was 82. Hard. Everybody was hiding. Everybody was doing blow. Everybody was looking out windows at that point. You know, some people weren't at that level. I wasn't at that level, but he was. But my most famous McGrath story is we robbed a gas station, and we had big bills, but $1,000 bills. Dollar bills, you know. So we owed him money.
Okay.
I owed him like $1,000, and I call him at 3 a.m, and he goes, "What the fuck do you want?" I go, "Mr. McGrath, hold on, don't hang up."
You're still calling him Mr. McGrath.
Yeah, Mr. McGrath, hold on. He goes, "What the fuck do you want?" I go, "I got cash for you." He goes, "Okay," and I go, "I need an 8-ball," and he goes, "300 cash right now. I can't front you." He goes, "You got any money to take off the tab?" I go, "I'll give you an extra 100 on top of that." He goes, "Done. Be on my corner in 2 minutes." First, he told me he had no blow. We're headed down to Jersey Shore. We're ready to fucking go. It's 3 a.m, dog.
Yeah.
We're juiced up. We got maybe a gram left. We're driving all night. And then when we land, we're going to a party.
Yep.
Maybe there's a guy down there with an 8-ball. We didn't know that. We used to just drive it down with us. Jesus Christ. I could have done 20 years for that shit in those days.
Wow.
And I'll never forget going to his house in the corner and giving him, you know what 300 singles looks like? We gave him 400 singles. No, and it was loose in a brown bag. So we handed it to him. He's like, "Jesus fucking Christ, thank you." He went like an hour later. I call him back. He's like, "You cocksucker. They were all dollar bills. It's going to take me 2 hours to count that fucking money." It was 400 singles in that fucking thing. Plus, we gave him those things to get across the Jersey Bridge.
The tokens?
Or the tunnel. In those days, there were booklets. You could buy a booklet. We must have clipped fucking 3,000 of those fucking things. I forget how many in that thing. It was a great summer. It was a great fucking summer, dog. Right after high school, great fucking summer.
Wow.
That's how you gotta live. I wish it would have lasted. In 1993, I left Colorado. I took a break. I wanted to take a break. I wanted to get back on my feet, and I really wanted to do comedy. I went to New York City. Did I go for it in New York City? No. I fucked around like I usually do. I got high. I got on stage a few times in 11 months. But when I went back to Colorado, I moved back there with a Puerto Rican girl. And she was a drug counselor. And then she figured out I was still doing drugs. And I had to move out of her apartment. And I started living at hotels and at my cousins from time to time. And I would sleep in Boulder. And in that process, I don't even know. I got in contact with this girl.
Right.
That was fucking hot when I was a detailer. I used to detail cars at this place for all these dealerships, and she was the receptionist. But I would always talk to her. What's up, dog? Joey, baby. She was from somewhere in the South, but just tremendous. But the manager of the detail shop, who was a very nice guy, started dating her. He had a Corvette at that age, you know. He started dating her. Did I give a fuck? No, I never said nothing. I didn't even like her like that. I had a girlfriend. But at this time now in 93, him and her had a kid, and she was off the deep end. But Willie, still looking good.
Right.
And she got me a job. She goes, you want a job as a car salesman? She goes, I do the books for this place, and I help out over there. So I got a job over there with her, and one day she goes, where are you sleeping tonight? She goes, I can't stay at my mom's no more, so I'm just going to get a hotel. Do you want to split the hotel? And after 2 nights, we got a gram of coke, and sure enough, I slept with her once or twice, and it went on for like a fucking week and a half. And one day I'm in Boulder, and who do I bump into? The husband.
Right.
And he came up to me, hey, what are you doing? He goes, can I talk to you? I go, yeah, what's up? He goes, listen, man. I talked to her the other day. I know you guys been fucking around. He goes, just do me a favor, if you want. He goes, I really want to get back together with her. She's the mother of my son, and I really want to give it a shot. I don't know how you feel about it. He goes, I don't even know if I should be saying this to you. I shook his hand. I went over there, I got my stuff. I told her what had happened, and I never messed with her again. Was I scared of the guy, Willie? Not really. But Willie, how he came up to me.
It's a little scary. No?
No.
That wasn't?
Not at all.
Because sometimes when someone approaches you that calm, man, you're like...
No. He was a gentleman and a half.
Okay.
He said that he wanted to, but he also wanted her to be happy.
Right.
And he kind of had tears in his eyes. But he was a man.
Right,
he was
right.
a man about it. He was sad.
Right.
You know, he didn't trip. He was secure in who he was.
Right.
I had another dude that was dating a girl for 3 years. Somebody came up to me one day and said, listen, you guys will make a cute couple. She was talking about it one day. And they were broken up like 6 months. And I went to this dude like a man. And I said, can I talk to you, bro? How long I know you?
Right.
And I said, I'm going to ask her out on a date, bro. And I don't want no friction between me and you. And the guy looked at me and he goes, that's up to you, dog. But if you do it, there's going to be a fucking problem. Okay, now I am going to fuck her.
Right,
you know what I'm saying?
Right.
So then I did sleep with the fucking girl. And I don't know what happened. Who the fuck gives a shit? But that was my take. I liked how he came up to me like a man.
Right.
He didn't threaten me at all. He just said he had a kid with her.
Well, you felt it, man.
No, I felt it, sure.
You felt like this guy's coming from the heart.
Well, what happened was at the time, I had just been, was I? Yeah, oh yeah. I was separated like 2 years. So I know what it felt like, bro.
Yeah.
I knew what it felt like. We all know what it feels like to be cheated on. It's a horrible fucking feeling. You know what I'm saying?
Right, yeah.
That's why once you've been cheated on, you don't do it. You're like, you know what, man? I'm going to check myself in that department and shit, because that shit would break my heart if it happened to me, so.
That's one of the things I didn't like about a small town. Because, like, like in high school, if you just, like, you're always going to know someone who dated someone else. Is, like, the entertainment industry, like, the comedy, like, the people who you guys used to date, was everyone dating everyone, or could you stay away from that? Like, could you stay away from dating, like, another comedian's ex-girlfriend, or?
I've never been put in that position, Lee.
Really?
I was very fortunate. Listen, man, I looked at comedy a lot different than a lot of other guys. I looked at comedy as a savior in a way. Like, it was, don't get me wrong. I bumped into different people now that you mention it. You know what I'm saying? Like, we all know that comedians are dirty dogs, bro. Like, we all, you know, we do some dirty shit or whatever. So, we, you know, and most of these comedy chicks are the same chicks. They'll date you for 3 years. You guys break up. Then she starts wearing a bikini, going to open mics and shit.
Right.
And eventually she's going to fuck somebody. And you could be tripped about that shit. Oh, they're just comedians. There's nothing you could do, bro.
Right.
You know, those girls have been through the system. They know the fucking deal. If you end up marrying them or whatever. And another thing, because I was in that position, these kind of people that this happens to 90% of the time, you know when you're with a whore.
Yeah.
Whether male or female. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know when you're with a whore. So you have to tolerate. I used to date a fucking whore, bro. I couldn't trust her. The stripper I moved here with was a fucking whore. There was nothing till this day. She's a dirty fucking whore. There's nothing you could do about it. If you break up with her at 3 in the afternoon, she'll have a boyfriend by 11 o'clock just on principle. Just on principle. Because that's how she is. That's just the way it is. So you know where you stand 9 out of 10 times when you're involved in that situation. And when I say the word whore, I mean it as male or female.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, you know when you're with a fucking whore. You catch somebody with a fucking phone number, they give you a story. Now you're on high alert. Right? Now you're on high alert.
Right.
Now you catch another story. Now it's up to you, Willie. Now it's up to you, Lee. Now it's up to me. Now it's up to you as a woman. You know, the second time you find a number and there's 3-hour discrepancy between here and the store, you know what I'm saying? Like, you went to Rouse, it's 10 minutes away. Well, what happened? Well, you're not going to believe it. They were out of carrots, so the guy said he was going to go to the other store and bring them. So I said, what am I going to go home for? I just waited for the carrots. And you make up this fucking tale that, guess what, Willie? We've all listened to and we've all heard, and we want to believe it.
Right.
We want to believe it. And that's what happens to people. That's what happens to people. You know I'm lying to you. And then they'll tell somebody, like, the girlfriends that the girl will call and say, Joey left, he's with another woman. And then that night they'll call him, where was that pendejo? And he'll say, oh, no, you're not going to believe it. He went to Rouse, he got rear-ended. The engine went on fire, the fire department had to come. His cell phone fell in the water. But when he got home, we put it in rice and everything's okay now. You know, you believe what the fuck you want to believe when you're in love, you know? Yeah. And then there's 2 types of love. See, the stripper I was never in love with. It was that pussy.
Right.
It was that filthiness.
You're infatuated.
That filthiness that she would do. I was married for fucking 6 years, 7 years. And they don't let you light that pussy on fire and put fucking chocolate in their pussy. Nobody, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, I put bottles in this girl's pussy. Who the hell you does? I was infatuated with the thought of somebody else doing this to her. And then one day I looked and I go, how many dicks could possibly be in her? I want to marry this fucking monster. I want to marry this fucking monster. And do what? And do what? And do what? I got to CDD the kids? What's that shit when you got to send in an anarchy test? What is that shit when to see who the father is and shit? That's what I want to worry about. If this is this yellow kid my father? Why does he have blonde hair? I didn't want to worry about that. So you fucking move on with your life. And that's when a lot of people say I started to get stand-up comedy. Because when I moved here the first 2 years, in 97 and 98, 60% of my focus was on that broad. 50% of my focus was dissecting her stories. You know, 50% of the story. But there's another moral to the story here. She was paying the rent.
Yeah, that helps.
And she was stripping. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, there was all these things that I didn't need to be there. But because I was struggling to be a comic, I was putting up with them because it was the ultimate goal. And in a lot of ways today, I thank her because she got me to L.A. She got me to L.A. You know what I'm saying? Let's be honest. No matter what happened between us, she got me to L.A. She was putting my life for a purpose. That dirty pussy, God put it in my life for a purpose. You know what I'm saying?
Right. I like the way God got you some dirty pussy.
Who else would play a dirty trick on you like that?
God said, hey, I'm going to get Joey some dirty pussy, man.
No, that shit's always been a checkpoint for me. Like, listen, my ex-wife in Boulder, she cheated on me. At the time, I didn't know it.
Right.
But now, today, after thinking about it, I didn't see it. I didn't see it at the age of 32 or whatever fucking old I was. I saw it maybe 10 years ago. One day it just went. Because when I went to jail, he went in there for a haircut, and he sent her flowers. And one day we were visiting, and she goes, let me tell you the story. Some guy came in and sent me flowers. But he kept going in there for haircuts after that. Do you understand me?
Right.
And eventually he caught her when me and her weren't doing too good. And then she came to me, and she goes, we're going to separate. I'm going to move in with my parents. And that weekend I couldn't get a hold of her. And she told me she went away. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Where the fuck did you go? Who'd you go away with? So now today, I believed it. Now today, after separating myself from the emotion, I was like, that's where she went.
Right.
And then, you know, we fucking broke up October 15th. She moved in before Christmas. No, she wasn't fucking him. She was just living on the couch. What are you, fucking retarded? So that's the way life is. That's the way life goes, bitches. Tick-tock. Tick-tock. What comes around goes around. A cop is somebody who has 3 kids, a girlfriend.
Okay, 3 kids and a girlfriend.
Okay. And guess what? Miss Pat? You know, tell me the truth, Miss Pat. You a street motherfucker, okay?
Yep.
You a street motherfucker, okay? You ever watch the show Miami Vice?
Oh, the first one, the real one, yeah.
The
Not all this
episodes.
remake shit, yeah.
Yeah, Lee, in Miami Vice, this is how it went down. I knew Lee and you knew Miss Pat, okay?
Gotcha.
Okay? I walk into this office right now with you. You're in for 10%. Miss Pat sells me 2 kilos of coke. In front of Miss Pat, I take a vial light with a chemical. I take a little bit of coke and I shake it.
To make sure it's real.
To make sure it's real. And if it comes up purple, I give Miss Pat the money and we shake hands. Let me tell you something. That shit only happens in the movie. If Miss Pat is Miss Pat's going to want that motherfucker to open up that kilo and do 3 lines of coke. Or maybe do a 4th and drink half that bottle of tequila. She wants to know what this motherfucker's about before she moves in on giving him 2 fucking kilos, okay? That only happens in fairy tale land. So these cops become addicted to drugs.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't know that shit, Lee. So let's say I'm going after Lee Syatt. Lee Syatt's a fucking big-time coke dealer. I get in with Lee Syatt. If Lee Syatt goes to a club and what do I tell Lee Syatt? I don't do blow? You're not going to trust me, Lee Syatt.
Yeah.
So I got to snort coke. So after you get arrested, they put me in a rehab. I clean up. They withdraw the trial, the witnesses for 45 days. They get all the drugs out of my system. They shave me. They change my hair color. They put a suit on me. And they make me go in there with a police uniform on. How's that one for you?
Holy shit.
And there you have it, my friend. Now, Miss Pat, in all your days on the street, you ever sell crack to a motherfucker that you didn't see with a pipe in his mouth?
No.
No. Okay.
You can always tell the police. I mean,
Yeah,
when you
yeah,
sold enough
please.
drugs, you can because the police, no matter how much they try to blend in, somewhere they don't blend in.
They don't blend in.
I remember seeing one time in he had he was undercover and he had a babysitter in the back seat and he had another guy in the car with him. And his partner jump out and come down to buy the drugs, but he pulled down too quick. So I said, either these motherfuckers gay with his babysitter in the back, they're the police, and they was the fucking police. And you know how as a drug dealer you could ask them, "Are you the police?" They supposed to say yes or no. And he's like, "You the police?" And then I remember one of the little young guys was like, "We'll shoot your ass," and he left real quick. And I was like, this motherfucker come back with a whole unit of bitches. I grabbed my kids and went home. Everybody got busted except me. Yeah.
There was a time there where I had a dude that was working me that ratted, and he was working me, man, and I caught on after the second time.
What does working mean?
Working me, you know. Okay, so I know Miss Pat 5 years from the street. Miss Pat, what up? I give Miss Pat
Oh,
joints.
working. He was undercover?
No, he gets busted. I'm a coke dude also, and I get busted. And they say to me, listen, what we want is Miss Pat. Miss Pat's selling major coke. I try to put him off. I like Miss Pat, man. I love Miss Pat. Come on, go to Miss Pat and tell Miss Pat that you want to buy 2 ounces. 2 ounces is what they could get you on and give you time and convict you.
Yeah.
Okay, so now, you know, I'm Joey Diaz, Miss Pat. He's been coming over to the house for years buying a gram, and he's always $5 short. Now this motherfucker wants 2 ounces cash with fresh $50 bills.
Nigga, please.
Thank you for saying it. That's how they get you. Sometimes
when a crackhead show up with a lot of money, you like, where the fuck you get this money from? You ain't never bought over $50 worth of dope.
You know what I'm saying?
You hit the lottery, bitch.
That's how they used to come at me. So for months, you've been buying an 8-ball and asking me for $20 off because we're friends. And all of a sudden, you show up here wanting 2 ounces. Then the second time, the first time he showed up wanting like a half ounce. And he was shaking. And then the second time, he goes, I want to buy 2 ounces, but do me a favor, I'll give you the cash. Let's go outside. So they were up 50 yards with the fucking things.
Binoculars and shit, yeah.
No, and I just went outside and I said, nah, I don't want to talk. It's too cold. And right there, I knew, and I go, let me call you later. As soon as he fucking left, I took all those fucking scales, all those aluminum foils. I got them all the way out of there. I had a job as a security guard at a hotel. And they gave me
you a security guard
at 2 hotels, dog, in 1984.
And you a drug dealer?
I was a fucking,
Well, at least you paid taxes.
Listen to me. What fucking drug dealer? I was doing everything. Robbing, slinging. It was crazy. I was a security
Joey,
driver.
you make me sound like a fucking nun.
Oh my God, I was 21 fucking years old, man. And I was just watching people check into the hotel room.
Waiting to rob them?
I'd wait till they go to the hotel room and I'd be right there when they're registered. Do you want to use this safe? Nah, we got travelers checks. Bam. When they go skiing, you got 10 hours to go in their room. You go in their room and cook a meal and come back. And then we'll never fucking know it, man. It's fucking crazy.
They were probably really excited when they saw you. They're like, oh, this place has good security. I can tell he's like really looking over us.
And the security guys were one robbing the shit out of you.
There was like 8 guys on security, so they never fucking
that's why I don't leave my shit in a hotel room.
Me neither. I tell people
I don't leave
all the
personal
time.
shit. I take my computer with me.
And I always put, I don't want no maid in the fucking
So
room.
weird. Like some places you do really right.
Austin.
Oh my God, I can't even fucking believe you just brought that up, dude.
How's Austin?
I'm gonna tell you something that happened to me in Austin, and I can't even believe you just said that because, and it's it's an atrocity, right? And I'm gonna sue. I might sue. I was playing Austin a year ago, okay, on the books. Matt Blake calls me. He goes, a weekend, right? You're out of Austin. I go, why? Because Rich Miller called me and said that the year before, you were in a limo with the limo driver. You pulled your dick out and you told the limo driver to suck your dick. That's what he said.
Did you?
No. What the fuck? No, I didn't do that, right? I go, excuse me, Matt, first of all, when have I ever been in a fucking limo? And number 2, Nick Youssef, my opener, was with me every second of every day. I never fucking did that. Why would I do that? I'm sober, right? I go, give me Rich Miller's number. Rich Miller is Dennis Miller's brother.
Right.
Who, they don't know that people are listening, right? So Rich Miller is Dennis Miller's brother, and he books comedy rooms, right? And he lives in Minnesota. I don't know the fucking guy, right? I call Rich Miller. He answers. I go, dude, I never pulled my dick out and told some white limo driver to suck my dick. I'm not gay. And also, I'm sober. Like, I'm in AA. I have a sponsor. You know what I mean? I pray. I meditate. Why the fuck would I do that? He goes, I don't know anything about that. I double booked you, right? I double booked you, and it's the other guy's a friend of mine. He has no money, but I'll get you back on the books. That's what the fucking guy tells me, right? I hang up the phone. I call Matt. I go, that's what Rich said. He didn't even mention the dick sucking thing, right? So then Matt called Rich again. Matt calls me back. He goes, yeah, you did it. The dick sucking. So the Rich Miller can't say it to my face. He lies to me on my face, right? And then tells my agent that I did it. I never did it. And then I had my manager and my lawyer call the club itself to bypass Rich. They won't answer our phone calls. I don't know what the fuck happened there. I love that fucking room.
That's a great room.
I know it is. I know it's a great room, but I never. Why would I? Why would I tell a stranger, a guy, to suck my dick?
I know.
Okay, listen to me right now.
Okay.
Ask me if I've ever sucked a dick before.
Have you sucked a dick?
Yes,
Whoa.
I have.
When?
In high school.
Why?
Because I was drunk. I'm not going to tell you who it was. With a buddy. He pulled his dick out. And I was not high school. I was like maybe 8th to 9th grade. Okay? 8th to 9th grade.
Okay.
Okay?
Did he finish? Did he
No. I just tasted it a couple times. I didn't like it. It was salty. Right? So check it out. So I sucked it. All right? I'm willing to admit every fucking awful, dirty thing I've ever fucking done. I'm not a fucking angel. I've made mistakes. I've been in and out of sobriety. I've relapsed before. I know my frailties, and I know exactly what I've done in my fucking life. All right? If you've asked, when they say, were you molested by a guy with Down syndrome? Yes. He stuck his little sweaty fingers in my butthole when I was 9. And he gave me candy, and I went back every fucking day for 3 summers in a row to get that candy. And I let him stick his fucking sweaty fingers in my butthole, and I jerked him off. I don't give a fuck. I want the fucking dip candy. You had the dip, with the stick?
Right.
So I went back, every day for 3 summers in a row to get my candy.
What was it going on during the school year?
What?
Why do you only go during the summers?
Because he was the guy that mowed the lawn at the fucking skating rink during the summer. And then during the winter, so he never lived there. But in the summer, he was like the groundsman, right? So it was only in the summer. And he lived in the shack there, right? And he had this candy on the rafters. I'm just telling you this right now because of the fact that it's a dark thing, but it's like I'll admit to it, all right? I've told my parents every dirty thing I've ever fucking done. And I've done many, all right? And I've apologized for bad things. But I never pulled my dick out to a limo driver and told him to suck my dick. That never fucking happened. And then I'm banned from a room. And then I wanted to sue. And then my agent's like, I do business with them, with my other clients. He was with Syatt. So can you not? I mean, I'll back you up. So I let it go. But I'm telling you right now, Rich Miller, I never fucking did that shit. And you should be a fucking shame.
Can you guys explain the no snitching thing? Because I obviously everyone's been told not to tattletale. But then, this thing is happening with this rapper right now with Snoop Dogg, getting mad. This rapper had a whole, 40 years of possible prison time, and now he's going to get probation for ratting, and everyone... To me, if I was going to go to jail, it'd be yeah, maybe I can see where tattling is okay, I'm not going to go to jail now, but is it something different? How can people take it so seriously?
It's a culture thing in the neighborhood. When no snitching is, don't nobody really want to live under that. They think they do, but you actually don't. And those days are over. That's when men were men, though. That's when the streets took care of itself and things would come around. I don't think that there's been a actual no snitching situation. Shoot, man, since before Kobe Bryant. Kobe Bryant snitched on Shaq. Al Sharpton was a fed, telling on people. It's out, man. All sorts of. I think everybody snitched nowadays.
Whitey Bulger was a snitch, right?
Whitey Bulger was a huge snitch. Was a huge snitch for years. For the feds. So, man, I don't. That's something. I don't know, man.
Here's what my take on it is. I got 2 takes on this. I was raised in a house that you weren't allowed to say nothing. My mother exposed me to everything at an early age. I knew what my mother did. I knew what the numbers were. I knew what drugs were. I was exposed at an early age. My first raid, I was 5 when they raided my mother's house on 89th Street. So at that age, my mother would already tell me in Spanish, cállate la boca, no digas nada.
Shut your mouth.
No digas nada. Shut your mouth. So I remember still being 8 and being on 205 West 88th Street. And a beat cop came up to me and told me to scrub something off the floor. And I told him, why would I scrub it off if I didn't do it? We got into a very mild conversation. And my stepfather had already married my mother. And he would talk to me. And I remember him walking towards me. And he looked at me in Spanish. He said, no le digas a este tipo, don't say nothing to him. So I was always raised to keep my fucking mouth shut. I came from a neighborhood where I played at my godmother's house, you couldn't be a snitch. And then when I moved to Jersey, you couldn't be a snitch. When you get arrested, the first thing you do is to keep your mouth shut. Right. You don't know nothing. Now, I was in a situation where I was facing jail time. They came to me and asked me to make buys or whatever. Listen, I'd rather fucking stab myself in my heart. I could never, ever, ever do that. Now, there's something else. If you're asking me about snitching, right. I'm not a snitch. I don't know nothing. I don't even know what the fuck you're talking about. If you're involved, you do your time and you keep your mouth shut. It's not what people think. It's what you know. Character is what fucking, don't let my character ruin my destiny. And character is what you do when nobody else is around. Right. That's why you don't snitch. Now, if I'm a big volume drug dealer, if I make $500,000 a year on coke, $500,000 a year on gambling, $500,000 a year on hot stuff, $500,000 a year on construction, everybody is always trying to shoot you down. So, number one, for you to get ahead and to get up in that level, you have some dirty cops. I was a punk drug dealer, and I had dirty cops. I had a cop that would give me all the guns he confiscated for coke. So any hot gun, I'd tell him, any hot gun, get 200 cash. I was just shipping them back east. I remember still this guy coming to my house at 2 a.m. on duty with his jaw going from side to side, his eyes spinning in his head, and asking me for a gram of coke. Now, when you're in that position there, when you're in the $1 million game, okay, there's going to be times like Michael Dowd. Like Michael Dowd told me a story one time. I told him I was going to go on Bo Dietl's podcast, which I still owe an appearance on. And he goes, don't say nothing to Bo that you know me, because one time Bo and his crew were about to arrest somebody. And we saw the paperwork, and we went over there and robbed the guy's drugs. Uh-huh. So when Bo got over there with the rest of the cops, all the drugs were gone. And Bo knew it was us. Okay, when you're making $500,000 a year from drugs, the last thing you need is Ali Sadiq setting shop over there at that funeral parlor. Especially if I'm right here. I need Ali to get with his fucking friends, jumping up and down with rap music and fucking cars at night, and we're trying to sell $1 million here. I got a cop in my pocket. I'll tell him to go over and talk to Ali. Go bust Ali, shut him down over there, because he's making a racket towards my business. Mm-hmm. That's part of business. Okay. That's not called a rap. That's not snitching. That's part of business. That's part of business. Ali's got a sister. And I went to a club one night and I called her a fucking cunt or whatever. Ali knows me. Ali knows me. We're friends. He knows I'm a drug dealer. He don't want no problems with me, whatever. You know what? He might just, by mistake, put an ounce of coke in my car and make me get pulled over. Okay. That's not a rap. That's part of doing street. That's street business. That's street business. That's part of getting damage. That's part of getting mixed up in the fucking game. If you're a drug dealer and you have any clout or a numbers operator or anything, you have a cop on your payroll. You have a couple cops on their payroll, and they have ears. And they'll come to you and say, listen, we just busted this dude, Ali, and he's down there ratting. Like, cops work like that too. So I already know. So I'll call the king of the fucking brothers and go, hey, if you got something going on, Ali, disconnect. Because he's in there ratting. Now I just won myself a favor with the brothers. Right. Now I just won myself a favor with the brothers, because Ali's running with the brothers over on 88th Street. Now I go over there and tell him, hey, Ali ratted. How do you know? Because he's in there singing the blues. Who's Copernicus? Me. How do you know who I tell you that fucking Ali was ratting on Copernicus. Now they owe me a solid. Gotcha. So it's all on the street. It's all about solids.
So is it more of, it's not that you're ratting, it's that you're dealing with the cops?
Yes, it's that you've made them a partner. Got it. And now they're your partner. 10 Planet Kush, it drains the lactic motherfucking acid. People won't cop to it. The health specialists say, no, that doesn't happen, Joey. Yes, it fucking does. I got friends at Harvard, bitch. I'm like Garth Brooks. I got friends in high places, motherfuckers.